Welcome to the MBL Rookie Draft. Today we'll see teams select franchise players who will forever change the culture of the team while having immediate success. While some teams will weigh risk versus reward, banking on a player's potential to develop. Some players will go on to be champions, Hall of Famers. Even though they were drafted in later rounds, their success won't be denied. You are witnessing the leader in full immersion gaming, the Madden Bomber League. So join our journey today. Go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com and take your chance to become a legend and forever be remembered like Lucky Jordan, Asa Sherrard, because legends never die. And you're watching the MBL Network.
Oh, a milestone season here in the MBL, a milestone day each and every year of the Madden Bomber League. It is the season 35 MBL Rookie Draft. Appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your Monday hanging out with us. I am OSU. I'm hanging out with the two commissioners of the MBL, Bomber and Lip. And let's start with Bomber. It's a huge day as always for the MBL. The MBL Rookie Draft, a moment for teams that maybe didn't perform as well last season to get key players, a moment for great teams to get even better. But just for a moment, let's talk about how monumentous it is. Season 35 of the MBL, and we still got the Rookie Draft here live on the MBL Network.
Yeah, excited to watch the Rookie Draft here on twitch.tv/MBL Network, MBL Season 35. And we got a great first round. We're going to give pick-by-pick analysis of each player selected in this first round. OSU, I believe you got some graphic cards from Jamie and the Rookie Draft gurus from the Bleacher Report. So we got some positive things going on. I'm excited to see where the Packers going to kick this show off tonight because, you know, it's play-a-day, so it's only fitting that he's the first selection in our draft.
All right, and Lip, you know, this is the second draft here of this Madden 19 cycle. The first draft, the big storyline was offensive line. We got our first taste of what offensive line regression looked like, and there was a huge value put on getting some young offensive line pieces, even if they were second, third round, reaching for them in the first round just to get somebody to play on that line. Is that going to be sort of the same deal this year, or are we going to be looking at other positions that are going to be featured today?
No, I still think that offensive line is a big need around the league, and it's going to be one of those same situations tonight where there's going to be guys reaching about a round early, a half round to a round early each round, just to get some offensive linemen because of the way that they go over the couple seasons, how expensive they are in free agency. It's really going to be a big thing going for linemen tonight.
All right, well, let's get this draft underway. Again, we'll be with you till about somewhere between 9:30, 10 o'clock, see how things are going. But the draft will be on week. It will answer any of your questions. So if you're in our chat here on the MBL Network, twitch.tv/MBL Network, post your questions in the chat. Post them throughout the night. We will answer them. Ask us anything. Really, whether you're talking about the draft, last season, the upcoming season, Madden as a whole, we'll answer whatever you throw at us. So put those in the chat here at twitch.tv/MBL Network. Bomber, as we go first on the clock, who else but Playa to be drafting first? Really the draft guru of the MBL. He always seems to get good players, and he's going to go wide receiver to kick things off with Derek Patterson. This is a guy who's in your division, Bomber. Are you always watching Playa's drafts now that he's in your division going, oh boy, yet another player I have to look out for?
Playa is the king of the draft in the MBL. He's been drafting good for, I think, 2 Maddens now. Last Madden, he really solidified himself as the best drafter in the MBL. And right there, taking Derek Patterson. Now I'm flipping through my phone book. I'm about to get on the phone with Slay. I'm like, you better lock this kid down. He's a rookie. Don't let him get to you. But yeah, I think Playa's the man, man. That's what he does. It's play a day right now. And how fitting is it for him to be drafting first overall? I mean, I'm sure he wish it wasn't that way. But, I mean, for all extensive purposes of the broadcast, it's kind of cool.
Lip, something I'm looking forward to in today's draft. We talked about the need for offensive linemen, how important that is. But here we go, second draft of the cycle. And we saw the Bills take Jorge Romero to at the number 2 overall pick. Quarterback is an interesting position because we saw a lot of QBs hit free agency, a lot of teams picking up quarterbacks, whether it's for a backup role, whether it's to compete for a starting role. And there's still a lot of good quarterbacks. I'm going to pull up the top 5 list quarterbacks in this draft, but there are a lot of teams out there that even if though they may have picked up somebody in free agency, they're still going to be looking at a quarterback here in the rookie draft.
Yeah, I'm not into this, but a lot of guys are to play to the system where you have a guy that's been in the league and he has experience and they sign him to a deal and then they go out and they draft their guy and let him sit for a couple of weeks. I'm not really a big fan of that just because I think it's good to get them experience right off the bat. But I think that we're going to see that a little bit tonight. And the big thing is that a lot of teams got their guys, at least a starting quarterback, a solid starting quarterback in free agency. So I would like to see them go for the position players because I think it's a deeper draft in that regard.
Let's actually pull up that top 5 list from our MBL draft guru. This looking at the quarterbacks available in the draft, we've already seen the number 2 quarterback go off the board in Jorge Romero. Benjamin Paradis listed as the number 1 overall quarterback. Alan Ritchie at number 3, Marquise Neal at 4, Hanson Spoon at number 5. I'm just wondering, am I blind? Bomber, are you on our stream?
Yeah, what's up?
Does that say Draft Pros with MBL Mount Shea? Is that a T or a C? Up in the top left corner.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Top left corner. You see the graphic? That says,
top left corner. Oh, am I watching the actual stream?
Yeah, the actual stream, not the stream that you're streaming, you weirdo. Come on! Put your head in the game.
I'm all flustered, lips about the pick, and a couple of quarterbacks went off the board that I didn't
Okay,
expect.
Jamie says, oops, so I must not be insane. I couldn't tell because of the font. It just made me laugh. MBL Mount Shea. I'm for now no longer calling him MBL McShay. It's M Mount Shea.
It's a paradise in Jacksonville. It looks like Liv got a quarterback.
Oh boy. Liv, what'd you give up to get that pick up there?
So we sent this year's pick, which was pick number 26. We sent next year's first-round pick, valued at the late round first spot. And we also gave up a defensive end, Taven Bryan, and we sent all of that to the Seattle Seahawks for pick number 7 because we were tired of having a mediocre, middle-of-the-road quarterback. We needed a guy that we believed in, and I do believe we picked him up tonight.
All right, guys, just a reminder, please send in all of your screenshots of your picks to maddenbomberleague@gmail.com. We will post those throughout it. Please, again, we learned this last year. Send us the front page. When you click on the player, send us the front page. Also send us the second page that has all the attributes. There's another quarterback going off the board to Washington with Alan Ritchie. And Bomber, we've seen 3 quarterbacks off the board. We might have 4 quarterbacks. I think it's 4 quarterbacks off the board in the top 10 picks.
Yeah, we saw the Washington Redskins move up to select this quarterback. So this is a big time deal. If you haven't checked it out, Building the Franchise is back every season with a new team, new excitement, and we've gone with the Dallas Cowboys. They went to the Super Bowl. We went with the Indianapolis Colts. They won their division, went to the conference championship, and now we're with the Washington Redskins, who are probably predicted by most not to make the playoffs, but they got the Building the Franchise juju, so maybe that will take them to the next level.
And Bomber, before we get too far, we got to give a big shout out here on the network to our Bleacher Report team. We were talking about them in chat last night. I think they're one of the best parts of this league, and this last week is a big reason why. During the free agency coming up to the draft, they get all our inside information, putting out tweets about, deals that are in the works, free agent talks. You talk about full immersion leagues, Bomber. I know you've always been immersion a big deal about this league, but I don't know if you could ever maybe foresee how big Bleacher Report has become and how much they add to the immersion.
You know, when I first talked to Timbo about taking it over, Bananas was running it. Now he's an admin in the grid. It just kind of was like, okay, we need a new shot of life in here. I talked to Timbo, and I just said, hey, man, this is what I'd like to see, and I compared to some NFL things. I said, how about wrap that all up into one? And honestly, my idea of what it could have been has been superseded so quickly from what Timbo's done, and he's adding new things like the morning drop. It's something they do every morning. They give you a little lowdown of what's going on in the MBL. I mean, that's just something great to wake up to. You're going to work. You want to catch up on some MBL news around the league, some stuff maybe you haven't heard of, some stuff you maybe heard of, and you just want to kind of get talking in the chat. The morning drop is a great way to start your day at Bleacher Report, man. I absolutely love what Timbo's been doing there, and he's given all the praise to his team. So just like a true leader, giving credit where credit is due and letting everybody know, hey, man, it's just not a one-man show over there. It's like a 10-man show, and everybody's doing phenomenal, from Sclam to Fella, so forth and so on. Jamie doing with the draft gurus with guys. I mean, if I miss your name, I'm sorry. And JB's doing some great stuff with graphics too right now for us.
Yeah, so big shout out to our Bleacher Report team. If you ever want a real fun follow, at MBL_Bleacher, they're just an awesome follow. Again, that morning drop, getting some early news notes each and every day. Plus, especially during the offseason, they are huge. All right, Lip, a storyline that's coming in. We're still waiting for those screenshots to come in, folks. So we know that it takes some time to get them uploaded to Xbox DVR, but send them as you get them to maddenbomberleague@gmail.com. Something I just noticed, though. The New Orleans Saints went with a quarterback with their pick, the $20 million man, Tyrod Taylor. I think his job might be in trouble after last season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor made a lot of money. Lip, I got this one. I've been bagging this guy since he got Tyrod Taylor.
He's
because
fired up.
I hate Tyrod Taylor's release. I love him in real life. I absolutely cannot stand him in Madden. I just don't like his release. I just don't feel like he's just worth anything. And he got paid $20 million from the Saints. They also traded for Ryan Tannehill, who they cut this offseason. This whole franchise in disarray, and we will be talking about them in the next CC podcast, episode number 49. 48 was today. If you missed it, it's on the YouTube channel, archived. New Orleans Saints, what are they doing right now? That's my question to you, Lip. How do you pay a quarterback $20 million? Tyrod Taylor, I understand he's older, but then draft another one immediately in the first round after you just traded for Ryan Tannehill and cut him. What's going on?
Well, I think that the good thing about this is that the Saints were actually in talks to move up to pick number 3 to draft a quarterback, and they would have had to give up quite a bit to make that move. I believe they stayed where they were at, which was 11, and they take him. But that's one of those situations where you have a guy that they think can play a little bit, then let the rookies sit and have some learning ability. I'm not exactly sure what their plan is. I would start them day one. The money thing, you just had to make sure that you had a quarterback, and that's kind of where Tyrod Taylor comes in. He's a good backup. So the plan will it'll develop here in the next couple of days. We'll see what's going on. I expect that guy to start day one, though.
All right, let's take a look first for screenshots that have come in. It is from the number 3 overall pick, the San Francisco 49ers. They go with left outside linebacker Jameel Norman, 82 overall. And Bomber, just taking an overall look at this guy. He is a run-stopping stud. 93 hit power coming out of the gate, 84 tackle, 78 speed, 86 acceleration, 86 power move. So with that 93 hit power, 86 power move, Bomber, this is a guy the 49ers are going to be looking to send on blitzes and not drop back into coverage.
Yeah, absolutely. You got some opportunities here as the man Darth Ben makes a nice pick with his first selection in the MBL. This is his first MBL draft, and we're excited to have him here. And that's a really good pick. I would kind of say I would say I'm pretty impressed. If you don't go quarterback, you want to come away with a player like this, and he absolutely did that right now.
Yeah, and Lip, in this league where you're seeing, I don't know, it feels like in the last couple of years, we've seen a lot less aggressive defenses. You're seeing many more teams comfortable with dropping into sort of 4-man rushes and just sending the defensive line. When you get a guy like Jameel Norman, does that make you think about, all right, let's start sending 5-6 players and trusting our cornerbacks to play some defense?
Yeah, so with this guy, you're going to be able to send him, and you're going to be able to get some unique looks with him because you're going to be able to send a lot of pressure from one side. And this is a guy with the kind of talent that you're going to be able to say, you kind of do your own thing. Once you get a little bit of a grasp on the mental game of how to play, you can have the freedom to do what you want because this guy athletically is a freak and can do those things. So it's going to open up the playbook a lot more for them. And you're going to see this guy coming from the inside, the outside. He's going to be all over the field. And I wouldn't even be surprised if from time to time he drops back in pass coverage and makes some great plays. This is a guy that's going to have a big impact for a defense for many seasons to come.
Just pulling up one more player. As
I want to see that quarterback from the Buffalo
right
Bills.
now?
Pricey, figure it out. You got to take a screenshot on your Xbox, right? And then you're going to have to go into xboxdvr.com, maybe pull it from there, and then email it. It's not happening, is it, boys? Pricey, we're not going to get to see that quarterback.
He needs to download the app, pull it off there, and just message it to somebody who can get it to us.
all right, while I make my pick, Lip, I've put up a player, right guard Kerry Berger, picked by the Pittsburgh Steelers, trying to shore up that offensive line. 89 strength, 80 run block, 81 pass block. What do you see with this player?
Well, first off, the biggest thing that stands out to me is that guy's got quite a beard gut on him. That's going to make him a little less capable in the hand-to-hand combat, but the guy's got 89 strength. Some great, all green bars there you see on this guy. Impact block. Already coming out of the gate, a very intelligent player. So this is going to be a guy that's going to step up big time on that line. I do believe, I know Ben Roethlisberger's out in Pittsburgh. They're going with Mason Rudolph at quarterback, I believe. And this is their big investment in Rudolph as their quarterback, getting them Kerry Berger, a big beer gut guy up front to help protect their quarterback.
Yeah, we heard a lot of big things about Kerry Berger on Friday about his beer gut not being an issue. He plays with the beer gut. It's not an issue. So when we heard on Friday about his beer gut, It wasn't that big of a deal.
Friday. All right, anywho.
See what I did there, Lip?
So that was the only response. It's the only appropriate response.
Yeah. Quite a burger on that fella.
Oh my god. Continue.
Are you making your selection?
I already made it.
Are you all right?
Listen, I got like 18 bucks to
talk fast. I know because I'm your guy.
Listen, I had T-Bell for dinner last night. That was top notch.
Proud of you.
You know, I every time I get T-Bell, I sit there. And I like to think you're sitting
you
at
call
your
it
house.
T-Bell is just.
You don't know anything.
It's because we're on a close personal relationship. It's like a nickname.
So taco is such a long.
Yeah, it's such a long name, man. Have you ever eaten Taco Bell? Do you really want to say taco after eating that? No, you want to be as quick. To Bell is as close as you're going to get. As again, folks, a reminder in the chat. Appreciate everybody hanging out Monday night. Season 35 rookie draft. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with Bomber and Lip. If you have questions for us, whether it's looking back at last season, such a memorable season, season 34, looking forward to this season, about the draft, about Madden, about anything in general, make sure you ask it in the chat because we will be answering your questions. So make sure you post your questions in the chat. I'm going to pull up some more screenshots because they are flowing in. Now, Xbox DVR is working, but as we work down towards the bottom of the draft, Bomber, as somebody who has frequently had a pick in the 20s and 30s of the first round, do you see any downtick in talent as you get towards the end of the draft, end of at least the first round, or is there still plenty of talent there, you just might not get the position you're looking for?
Oh, man, it just depends on the draft and the needs of the league. You have to really keep a pulse on what's going on. So this draft was heavy with quarterbacks. There was 5 of them, right? So you had to look at who's going to take these quarterbacks and actually having a high quarterback draft helps you at the back of the first round if you're not looking for a quarterback, obviously. You're going to get the talent in other positions that normally wouldn't fall. So if it was a draft where it had 1 quarterback that was good and 3 questionable guys, all those guys that really need quarterbacks, they're going to go best player available, or they're going to go for that position in which they're taking that star, and it just kind of trickles down and you have nothing at the end. Right now, I think if I'm in the back of the first round, I'm feeling pretty good right now. There seems like there's a lot of talent still left in this draft. Big opportunity for you to come away with the steal if you're drafting 20 to 25 right now.
All right, let's
hold on. After that, OSU, this is later in the draft, but just on that regard of what Bomber's talking about, if you caught CC earlier, we were talking about teams that are just a player away from being in that Super Bowl conversation, and I think that the Chiefs, we're going to pull out their players at some point if he sends them in. I think that they just made a move. They drafted a guy who I thought was a top 5 player in the draft. They just selected him, and I think that that's exactly right, Bomber, that there's a lot of teams going for quarterbacks. So all of that deep talent at other positions is falling back to these teams who are 1 player, 2 players away.
I got another screenshot pulled up, but let's answer a question in the chat from Gibbs. He says, who will have a breakout season this year? Either someone who had a horrible season turning it around or a great team choking next year. So a breakout season, whether it's a positive breakout or like an acne breakout where you're just having an awful season, you go have a big downturn. Bomber, I'll start with you. Do you see any teams primed to make a turnaround one way or the other?
I'm going to have to go with the Los Angeles Rams. It paid $39 million one season for Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, he didn't regress very much. He's still got a lot left in that tank, and he's trying to prove to be a viable quarterback here in MBL Season 35, and better yet, in Madden 19. Got off to a little slow start with the Green Bay Packers, found himself in free agency. I think that's a winnable division for the Los Angeles Chargers, and I expect them to turn it around. I think you see at least a 9-7 Los Angeles Rams, excuse me. Have I been saying Chargers? Los Angeles Rams. You see a Los Angeles Rams team, I think 9-7 is kind of where you expect to see them, and they should win that division.
Flip, you any teams you're looking at a big turnaround?
It's not really a turnaround, but it's a team that's going to win their division from this upcoming season all the way through the cycle, and that's the Patriots. They've got their franchise quarterback. They've got a good roster. Change of ownership. Gub came in and put together some wins, winning the division at 8-8. Going on a little bit of a playoff run there. That's a team that's going to lock down a playoff spot every season from here on out. And I'm really excited to see how they turn out because I think they have some decent talent on that roster. And now with a good game plan, great drafting, as we all know with Gub, that's the team that I'm really excited to watch moving forward.
It certainly will be interesting. A couple teams who made the playoffs for the first season, or at least had some notoriety in the first season that I'm interested in watching. Indianapolis Colts, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2 teams had great seasons last year. Will they be able to continue that success? with that success comes that first place schedule, comes the no longer being able to catch teams off guard. All of a sudden, people know who you are, and they're ready to gear up for you. Let's take a look at some screenshots of some picks coming into the MBL news desk. Starting off with the number 5 overall pick, the Carolina Panthers looking to shore up that offensive line. They go with left tackle Sanchez Horton, which is just a phenomenal name for an offensive lineman. 93 strength, 81 run block, 79 pass block. This guy's a power blocker bomber, 81 run block power, 86 pass block power. This Carolina Panthers team looking to maybe get some help for their quarterback, their running game. It struggled all last year. Last year, a big struggle for the Panthers. My question for you is, does a guy like this, does this make the Panthers' outlook better, or were there really just too many problems to talk about, and this is just one of the holes getting filled?
I think this was an important hole to fill right now. I mean, you look at last season, NBL season 34, Cam Newton was sacked 49 times. He was sacked 45 in NBL season 33, which were the first 2 seasons of this Madden 19. He's got a year left on his contract. He's making $28 million. They're going to say, you know what, Cam, we're going to shore up the offensive line for you. We're going to bring in a first-round pick, and he's going to be a top 5 pick at that. You're going to like this guy. You're going to love this guy, but you're going to have to perform with this guy because you're on your last year right now. We could see a quarterback change coming for Carolina, or Cam Newton figures it out, stays on his feet, and this team makes a run.
Okay. I gotta just do a little personal talk here, okay? Because I'm annoyed right now. Here, I'll just pull it up. It's not in the email, guys. You can look on the actual screen. But this is the guy I took, and I'm really annoyed because he's ranked. It's DeAndre Clark, wide receiver, 81 overall. He's 6'2", 214, 21 years old. I was pretty stoked. I was real happy about that. Lip, that would be a guy you'd be really happy to see the front page of.
Yeah, I do believe that this is one of the guys that I had as one of my top 5 to 8 players.
Yeah, I was really excited about it.
Now I want to see that ratings page because I got a little concern. I have a concern that something happened to you that happened to me.
Well, I just took a screenshot of that one, and I'll give you a little suspense. But just everyone think about that one. We'll go back to the screenshots. As we also got the Denver Broncos, right tackle Rashard Barrow. A lot of offensive line, Lip. You said we'd be looking at offensive line still this season. And he picked an offensive lineman. And this guy, is another big hoss. But look at that, 92 strength. He's got 86 run block. This guy, unlike the Panthers draft, he is an agile defender or offensive player. 84 run block finesse, 85 pass block finesse, 81 lead block. For the Denver Broncos, Lip, who was one of those teams that started out really hot and then completely fizzled at the end. What do you see for Rashard Barrow?
Yeah, and I think that this is leading into what I hope to be a good game plan for the Broncos. Is they already have a good defense. I want to say that this will be an investment in their run game, and if you can run the ball well, be safe with the football when you throw it. Don't throw it. Don't build your offensive game plan around throwing the ball. If you can run the ball with this guy, and you definitely can play good defense, that's going to set these guys up. I don't want to say for a division because they got a tough team to tackle in the Chiefs, but there's wild card spots are available from time to time that you run the ball well and play good defense. This guy will help you get there.
All right. Let's take a look at one of the quarterbacks that came in. A lot of quarterbacks going in the first round. Let's go to the man who may be replacing the $20 million man, Tyrod Taylor. Let's go to Hanson Spoon, the whitest name in the history of white names, and that might be Andrew Luck. I'm not really sure. Hanson Spoon, bomber, looking at this guy for the New Orleans Saints. 87 throw power, 88 mid, 77 deep, but 91 short accuracy. And he's got 87 play action. This New Orleans Saints team, bomber, is a team that likes to work underneath. They use their speedy wide receivers to get some of that West Coast offense rolling. This guy seems like he's going to fit in well in New Orleans. The question I have for you is, how much of an improvement is Hanson Spoon over Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah, that's the question everybody's wondering right now. I just look at this guy on the screen right now, 79 overall, 87 throw power. He's got good accuracies. What's his speed? Is it on there? Is it at the bottom? No break sack 62. That's not good.
I'm gonna guess not very fast.
Throw under pressure 78. That's not good really either. I mean, you still can develop him. He's a younger quarterback. His accuracies were the real reason a lot of people want to bring in him. Very accurate throwing the ball. He had a great combine. He threw the ball nicely in some workouts. Throw power was an issue, and I'd like to see what his speed rating ended up being. But right now, I'm not seeing a guy that's really that much better than Tyrod Taylor, if any at all.
Maybe Gov can give us some insight in the chat. Looking at another cornerback. We got this in from Draco, who took Marquise Neal, the quarterback. His email is titled, Bears pick 24, Trubisky is a goner. Looking at Marquise Neal, 89 throw power, 75 deep, 88 mid, 87 short, 89 throw on the run, and play action. This guy, let me look at, I've got the front page. As I look at that, he's a West Coast quarterback, 79 overall is his top archetype. 21 years old, 6'3", 225, 79 overall. According to Draco Lip, Trubisky is gone. What do you think of Marquise Neal?
I like him, and I want to say that I think that Trubisky is available to be moved. So if there's a team in the market for a quarterback and they could go get Trubisky, that would give the Bears a nice pick for the future draft, maybe some players. But for Neal, the throw power is a little lower.
Yes,
not that Neal.
Oh,
the Bears Neal.
The good Neal. By the way, to answer your question, Bomber, Gov says his speed for his quarterback is 77.
Just don't see, like, if I have a weak arm quarterback, I like to have him with some ability to kind of break the sack or take off, you know, those kind of X factor things. Right here, what you're getting is a pocket quarterback with the lower throw power, good accuracies out the gate, but throw under pressure is not good. It's probably towards the end, probably bottom 5 in the league. Starter wise, I don't know. He's not better than Tyrod Taylor right now, so I don't think he's a week 1 starter for the Saints.
All right, let's get back to my life and the destruction that it is. DeAndre Clark, wide receiver.
Show me.
81 overall.
Show me.
A guy who, by the way, I've got Julio and Calvin Ridley. I'm looking for a guy to play in the slot. Good hands. He's a possession wide receiver. That would be 88 speed, 83 acceleration.
That's exactly what I thought happened.
Where
That's
did it
exactly
say
what
he was
happened
a
to me
possession
last
wide
year.
receiver?
It's on the front page.
Yeah, that right there, that's key word for slow. I don't ever mess with possession wide
Listen,
receivers.
I've seen. I mean, again, I'm not looking for speed as possession wide receivers. I've seen 88, 89, 80.
Well, he's 81.
He's 88, 83.
Yeah, well, he was 6'4", too, and people passed on him. I don't like big receivers that are late because it always means that they're probably just dead slow. That's why everybody's done passed on him.
That's exactly what Trevor Knapp was.
But at least he's 6'4". Lip got a midget that's slow. So
No. My guy's 6'4".
Oh, so you got the same guy.
Yeah, he's 90 speed, 83 excel, 85 agility though, which.
Agility. Oh, hold
agility.
on. Can we get a Lip to say agility again, guys? Agility.
Agility. AJIGILA.
What was the agility on your receiver?
87.
Yeah, that guy's no good.
Thanks.
What's his jumping?
At least he wasn't a top 3 pick.
84.
Wow, man, that guy's really no good. What's his development?
Quick.
A Homer. It's not quick. It's not really quick. Yep, that's not good. Better luck in the second round.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. As we continue on.
DeAndre Clark isn't a bad name.
That's the positive I get out of it. Hey, good
it's
name.
Not a bad name. It's not a bad name.
I hate all of you.
Dude, I've drafted so many bust wide receivers. I mean, I could probably count. There are probably 20 of them, dude. But all you guys remember is Harvey Beckham, and that's pretty much
Steven
it.
Katula, Gilbert
Wait,
Sinclair, Ristler
I had
Ridgeway.
3 in one cycle, right? That was my best.
That's a good cycle.
I've drafted 20 busts, though. I mean, just reaching. And I've always noticed if I'm going to reach and I reach with a guy with size, it always ends up the worst because they're like, oh, that's why that guy was there. 6'3", nothing? Okay, gotcha. Katula was really slow, though, too. So
Katula's great. All right, let's go to
it's so bad because they're like 6'5" and they have that really fast 40, but it's that the 40 time actually makes him like 91 speed, so he's not even that fast. And then the agility
with the cone and the shuttle.
Yeah,
is slow.
all that stuff is so bad. So it's just a mess.
Listen,
it's terrible.
I had a need, I picked a need, and the need just just boned me. Let's look at Ladarius Taylor.
But you still have a need at the end. That's a good thing.
Thanks, buddy. The New York
still there.
The New York Giants had a fantastic season last season, and they try to address the defense. They go with Ladarius Taylor, and this guy is 76 overall, 94 speed, 93 excel, 87 agility. He's got 81 man coverage, but 70 zone coverage. So, Bomber, when you're looking at the New York Giants, who do like to run a lot of press man, and take advantage of their cornerbacks that play very good man coverage. When you see a deficiency like that in zone coverage, does that concern you at all, or are you just at the point where you're going 81 man coverage, let's just run man, and then when we have to run zone, the other players around them will pick them up?
This is what I like about this Madden is awareness and play recognition are not easy to develop. You know, it really comes like everything else. So while this guy has, I look at him and I go, okay, 94 speed, 93 excel, that's great. Agility 87, but it's a squash because the 94, 93 bring everything else up. I'm okay with it. But then I see 67 play rec with 70 zone. It doesn't even show his awareness on there. Man, this guy's like, he's good, and you're going to play him, but he's going to play and really burn you sometimes, and you're going to get upset with him. Now, the question is, Lip, do you stick with him and ride that wave, and hopefully he can get what he needs to develop in his dynamic development as a player? Or do you say, you know what, I just can't do it. This guy's just too dumb. You know, he's just not smart enough. And with the low zone coverage, you know, the man coverage, like I'm playing Slay, he's got 99 man. That doesn't mean he stays with everybody every second. So 81 man is, you know, it's there. It's good. But with 70 zone to back it up, that's where I really need smart guys to make plays. And then 67 play rec. I'm definitely a player that will see the field, but we just got to see it. Kind of got to see and wait and see how he plays. That's what I'm thinking, Lip. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely has to play because he's a high pick and he's got the speed and the man coverage to be able to do it. But my big thing is like this team is playing to fend off the Dallas Cowboys, who I don't believe are a real big passing threat. So there may have been other needs that they could have filled for this instead of this guy. And obviously, hindsight, you know, you're looking back on it and now you know what this guy is. But you got to wonder if there was some other position that they could have went for that would have helped them fend off the Cowboys more. But maybe they're looking deep. Maybe they're looking past the Cowboys. They're looking into the NFC playoffs and think that they got to go up against the Lions and the Buccaneers with Mike Evans. You know, they want a guy that can lock those receivers down. So time will tell. But this guy's definitely got to get on the field because he's a high pick.
You know what this reminds me of? How Madden's doing this now. You look at guys like maybe DJ Hayden, right? Athletic guy, but just didn't really have it between the ears as much and just really didn't have the skills, right? And we're seeing that now when they come out and they just really lack one of the skills, and then their awareness and play rec are so low, it's really just based upon their development at that point where they're going to actually be able to be at the end of their career. So now we're seeing it's just not before. If you just had a speed cornerback, you could kind of make him Lip, or he would hang with guys in man coverage and you'd be okay with it. Even though he would be in zone, he maybe would be a little slow at times to react, but you would be okay with it because he had the speed. Now it's like, well, the skill is just so bad here and the play rec is so bad. This guy's going to hurt me more than help me, even in the run game as well.
Yeah, and I mean, even like you said, it's kind of changed. Like, I mean, if you play the long game on this guy, he might not be a giant in 4 years. They might not think he's worth re-signing, but after 4 years of development, maybe his play rec and awareness and stuff are high enough that he can have kind of that second career somewhere else. Like I said, a lot of things got to play into that, and it's a long way down the road.
How realistic is that?
That's what I mean.
We
like
never
you see
saw
guys
that
like
in
that.
MBL. He
Yeah,
was either what he was and he stayed where he was, or he sucked and he hit the free agency and nobody wanted to touch him. Now we have those tweener guys where it's like, well, I'll take a shot on this guy because he's playing next to this guy. You know, I think he could be okay with me, and he's gotten a little bit better here or there. I think that's just pretty cool. I think he made a great assessment there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what's happening, and it's nice to see because I mean, you said that about like DJ Hayden, kind of was a high pick, kind of a bust, and he goes somewhere. And I'm not saying he's a star or anything, but like he can play just because things down the road. He's not a 60 play rec and awareness. Maybe now he's a 75
he was a top
or so.
15 pick.
That's what I mean. He was
round,
really bad as far as how high he was.
Eli
picked.
Apple's in the same kind of boat.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's so many people like that, and the cool thing is we're seeing it now in these people we're selecting. You're like, oh man, is he really going to pan out? And then 4 years, you're going to have to make that decision. It's really cool.
End result: OSU Giants cut that guy and put him on free agency around 1 a.m. when I'm on for preseason. We'll see how he does his line. Next question.
The clock has run out on the Rams, and they get
Oh crap! I thought you were gonna say me because I haven't been paying attention.
The clock has run out on the Lions. They take a punter with their second-round pick. As we get continuing through this draft, again, we'll be with you till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I did get a little concerned. I thought, it's Monday night. We're going to be going against Monday Night Football, and then I remembered it's the 49ers and the Giants, so no one cares. Again, ask your questions in the chat. We will answer them. Again, ask us anything, whether it's about last season, the upcoming season, the draft itself, Madden itself, our favorite Taco Bell food items. We will let you know. Just ask it in the chat. We appreciate it. Let's take a look at some more screenshots. Let's go to Miami. Team ownership change mid-season. Motor comes in from the grid, takes over. They got a pretty good pick in Martinez Mullins. And Lip, I want to specifically talk about him because of his position. Strong safety. The Dolphins take him 83 overall, 91 speed, 78 zone coverage, 89 tackle, 88 pursuit, 91 excel, 90 hit power. A lot of those things you like to see out of a safety. The question I have, though, is even though this guy is so talented and a guy that they're going to be able to build around, and as I look at, he is quick dev, 5'11", 218. But my question is, safety is one of those positions that in past Maddens, you didn't bother taking top 10, top 15 picks with safeties because they were so easily developable. Now that we're in Madden 19, is the thinking changing where you should be starting to look at safeties as a top 15 pick?
Absolutely. And I really didn't think about that until now that we're 2 seasons in. And right now, as I'm looking at this guy, it's a lot different now because before, like we brought up, you can put into play rec and awareness and stuff like that can be your main focus in past Maddens. That's not the thing anymore. So like if you draft a guy and he's got great athletic skills, but he's got that 55 awareness and play rec, it's going to be a long time before he's even playable at the position of safety. So now that's really shooting up their value, that you want a guy that's got that intelligence because he's got to cover a lot of field. He's got to be athletic and he's got to be smart. So I definitely think that the stock on safeties has risen because you can't really trust a 4th or 5th round guy to develop like you could in the past. You're absolutely right.
It's certainly going to be something interesting to watch. The value that teams put on players. Safety, a very controversial one in past Maddens, but now I think the answer is changing. Bomber, is there any position, as you've been able to, sort of be in this game now 2 full seasons, is there any position you're looking at in the rookie draft that you're like, yeah, that position's not worth taking a 1st-round pick, or is the book pretty much open for what positions you're able to take?
I haven't drafted in the 1st round yet. I haven't had a 1st-round pick this whole cycle.
Let's pretend.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I had Julio and Calvin Ridley, dude, I probably want to draft the 6'4" guy that didn't have any juice.
How about this? I kick you out of the server. I had 3 wide receivers on the roster. I need a wide receiver. Far, I've been at such a distance from the 1st round. I just kind of watch. It seems like everybody's getting good picks. I honestly feel like receiver has been the biggest bust so far, which to me, it's like I probably will still take a receiver 1st round next season. But that's when I've seen kind of get bust. I feel like O-line has been a pretty good play. I feel like people are coming away with offensive linemen in the 1st round that have been pretty good. And once again, I think safeties is back open for a play in the 1st round. It used to be something you could just develop. I think having a superstar safety and a beast puts you leaps and bounds and years ahead of seasons ahead of other people. If you can get a star right off the bat, I know me and Lip we were thinking one way. He still might think that way. I feel like safety is a big, valuable position right now. Yeah, I've seen a lot of value in that. If there was an offensive line available, I would have taken him, Bomber. But how about you?
Well, how would I know? I didn't even scout people in the 1st round.
You just like you don't even bother. Like 5th round, scout, got him money. Let's take a look at some more screenshots being sent in. Again, appreciate everybody sending them in. Ask us your questions. We'll answer them throughout the broadcast. Let's go to Cincinnati, a team that had a real nice season. Lindsey Garner, the cornerback, 88 speed, 94 acceleration, 87 zone coverage, 81 overall. Looking at this guy's stats, he looks like a stud and is going to help that Cincinnati defense.
Yeah, I think that's one of the guys that I said was a top 5 player whenever we did CC. I think I said that the Broncos could use him. But, I mean, 88 speed, I'm not worried about at all. The agility is a little low, but the coverages are so good. 87 zone to start. I mean, he can play cover 2 flats all day long until he gets some of that other, his other stats up, until he gets some experience. But man, out of the gate, this guy seems like he's going to be kind of a lockdown corner in this 1st year as we go on, and that's a big deal because he's got to play those powerful Browns twice a season. And if they want to go on a playoff run, they might have to play them a third time. So it's going to be tough. This guy's going to have to do a lot of work. There's a lot of talent at the wide receiver position in Cleveland. So Lindsey Gardner's going to have his work cut out for him, but I think he's got the skill set to do something with it.
Oh my God! You just took the tight end I was looking at on my stream.
Nah, you're not missing anything.
Yeah.
He's okay.
What a stealer, bro! I was looking at the guy on my stream and he just took him.
He's normal, Dev.
I knew he wasn't gonna be good.
He's fine.
That's what you shouldn't get for cheating, dude.
80 cheating. Yeah, like I'm paying attention to your crap. I don't even scout for round. Oh boy. Ugh. Well, I got a tight end on the block, guys, if anybody wants one, as we continue throughout the first round. Now into the second round, pick 22. We'll be with you till about 9:30, 9:45. All right, let's take a look back for a second, Bomber. Looking back at season 34. You know, the Cleveland Browns winning their second straight Super Bowl title. We saw some surprise teams, the Colts and the Buccaneers, having great seasons. You know, when you look back as a whole, you know, what's your one big takeaway? Whether it's a team, whether it's something you learned about the game, what's your one big takeaway from last season, and maybe a surprise you didn't anticipate coming from season 34?
Oh, from season 34, I didn't anticipate. That's tough. I didn't anticipate the Bucs going 13-3. I thought eventually it would just kind of slow down when their schedule got a little tougher. I didn't anticipate them winning the playoff games they won. I thought they looked great on the playoff game they won versus me. I thought they looked great. I think they were the big surprise of last season. And then the Patriots came in. He took over a team in the first game he plays against the Jets. And we're thinking there's no way the Patriots have an opportunity to get back into the playoff run. And definitely if they lose to the Jets right now, who are leading it, there's no way ever they get a chance to come back. But they actually did lose that game and came back and won the division. So Patriots Bucks was kind of the surprise stories I had from last season.
Flip, any big surprises for you from season 34?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bucks are the one there. I thought that division. I mean, we had talked on team selection night that division was one that there could kind of be like a roundabout, a lot of competition in. And the Bucks having a 13-3 season, making it to the NFC Championship was a big deal because it really pushes that idea that anybody can win any season and anybody can have their season at any time. So that was really an exciting thing. But I mean, I'm also always going to give credit to AA and the Colts. I mean, we've talked about it so much. Those Colts weren't supposed to do anything, and they come out and they make the playoffs the first year, I think, and then they win the division the second year, make it to the AFC Championship with a team that I guess you really can't point out anybody on that roster really other than T.Y. Hilton and Andrew Luck. So I mean, Andrew Luck's gone now, so we're gonna have to see what he does this year with the change at quarterback. He's got Russell Wilson. Probably an improvement just because of what Balmer pointed out. Andrew Luck gets hurt a lot, so let's just see how that goes. But I think that those are the big two surprises for everybody.
Let's take a look at some more screenshots. As we'll look at the Tennessee Titans. They go tight end in the first round, going with Jordan McDaniel. 80 overall, 80 speed, 85 catching, 82 acceleration, 90 catch in traffic. Lip, when you're looking at a tight end, how much I get that we have these archetypes, and when you're looking at a guy like Jordan McDaniels, he's obviously some sort of vertical threat tight end, someone who's they're going to be looking to stretch the field with. Do you take any? Do you look at all at the secondary attributes like pass block, lead block, things like that? Because you know the Titans will come out in some of these sets and try to run the ball. Is there any concern, or is Jordan McDaniel just exactly who we thought he was, a vertical threat tight end that when we run the ball, we're going to try to avoid counting on him to have any big blocks?
Yeah, I mean, I think run block is important, and I think that there was a time where run block was a big thing. There was a couple of teams really running big sets, running the ball very well, having a lot of success, and even winning Super Bowls off of it. But that really kind of faded away once teams kind of figured out how to defend it. But this guy, 100%, he's a pass catcher. He's not going to be, I mean, kind of like Jimmy Graham, big pass catching, not really that fast, doesn't block very well. And this is what the guy's going to be. He's going to be a reliable target for whatever quarterback is playing for the Titans right now. I want to say it's Moore. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's a young quarterback, and he's going to rely on McDaniel a lot.
What?
Beer gut.
It's Maury, by the way.
Maury, yeah,
Maury,
Maury.
yes.
I don't know why I said that.
It's like yeah. As we are at round 2, pick 25. So here's the question I'm gonna pose to you guys. I'll give it to Bomber first because his pick is coming up. When you're looking at, as we come up on the next season, you've got the AFC South Colts and Jaguars, NFC South Bucks and Falcons, NFC North with the Lions and the Bears, and then you look in AFC North Browns Bengals, and then NFC East with the Giants Cowboys. You look at those are the ones with 2 power teams in the division. Which one are you looking at as maybe the most competitive, or the one where you might see some turnover the most?
Oh, you're going to Lip, right?
No, I'm going to you because you got to talk.
Oh, I
before your
thought
pick.
because I had a pick coming up, you weren't
I'm
going to go
to you
me.
first. I'm trying to get it out of the way. I'm
I
taking a while. I'm trying
just
to be a
give me
nice
the last.
guy.
Give me the last half part of that sentence.
Okay. Division.
I'll
with
use
the most
context
turnover.
clues to kind of put the rest of it together.
Which division with 2 power teams? Okay, you look at the NFC
Okay, yeah,
East,
2
Giants
power
and
teams. You listed off
Cowboys.
the power teams. Okay,
Yeah,
which division is the toughest?
Like, which one are you looking at as going to be the most competitive, or is there a division that you're looking at?
NFC East, Giants, Cowboys. That division is just I'm not completely sold on the Colts yet, and I think Lift's struggling a little bit, so I think that could be good. I mean, just look at Double A's picture on the page. I mean, he just looks too young. I can't have confidence in that.
Lip just 100% screwed you by picking within 3 seconds.
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing,
the
man.
fastest tight end.
Oh, you got a good tight end too, Lip? How's that tight end?
76 overall with quick development.
Dying of fire. Lip,
Dying of fire. What an insensitive time to say that.
Because your furnace is on?
It is no longer on. It kicked off.
It does sound
it turned off about pick 10.
Here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna go completely silent and just watch Bomber pick.
Searching
I said
for the
completely
line.
silent.
We could do this like golf, whisper what he's doing, and then freak out.
He's looking at halfbacks now. A couple nice halfback options for the Detroit Lions. Lions looking at a guy's name is Malik, much like Harrison. Is he going to pick him? 49 seconds left. Is he going to pick him? He's changed his mind 4 times.
I like to phone a friend. Playa. Answer the
Pressure
phone,
is
please.
mounting.
Playa, do not pick up that phone. Don't even think about it.
We're going Malik.
Talent, mid-4th rounder. Ooh, let's see if this is a mistake. It's a good pick. It is a good...
Star! Z-Star, shout out to you. Great job in grid.
Good pick. I hate you. Lip, your thoughts?
I mean, I like
89 speed? Come on, man.
I like Pumphrey better, honestly.
He challenges your pick, Bomber. Your thoughts?
This guy's got star, Lip, and he fits my scheme.
But he's a 56 power back. Only 56. 59 trunking. He is not going to run over anyone.
Trunking?
I kind of
Is that like dunking and trunk?
Hey, since his trunking's not good, how's his agility?
Hey, you know whose trunking's good? Bananas. You know what I'm talking about. Yo, mama got some good trunking.
Oh, that 75 break tackle. Oh, I do not like that.
Got star. He can become anything I want. He's a blank canvas. No.
Bananas don't know what trunking
number 32.
means.
That was Edney Asante's number. He wore because he was a big fan of Marcus Allen. We're going to allow Malik Holly to wear it.
Oh, boy.
And, yeah.
Picking an Ivy League running back. That's a bold move.
He went to Penn. That's a
Ivy League school.
Ivy League school. It's a school of medicine, obviously. There's a lot of IVs going on.
God, I hate you. Can we get Bananas on? Because I haven't heard anyone's mic go out in a while. As we are heading into the almost in the 3rd round. End of the
hour number 2.
9 o'clock Eastern time. It startled the crap out of me. Appreciate everybody tuning in.
I hear that on sports radio all the time, and I'm like, I want to do it.
We need call letters. We need a radio station number. Let's look at some more screenshot as guys, send in your screenshots. MaddenBomberling@gmail.com. Let's take a look at the Baltimore
Hey, Tyler
Ravens.
Lehman out there from Fresno State. Quite the tan. If you did see that on there, he has quite the tan. I mean, he looks like he just got back from the beach.
Who?
Well, he's in Fresno. I mean,
yeah, he's looking good. He's enjoying life. nice West Coast tan going on.
He does not look happy. Not happy.
No, I think he maybe got lost at sea, got sunburned, not feeling too good.
Just made
guys.
It back.
I encourage you if you read blogs, obviously go look at Jamie's blog on MaddenBomberLeague.com. It's our Daddy Leagues page. But after you get done with that, read the 2019 Broncos blog. It's called An Exercise in Torture. It was written by Under Oath. It is hilarious. It's probably the funniest, and usually I don't like when it gets goofy. It didn't get too goofy, but it's pretty funny. It definitely is worth the read if you guys got time. The 2019 Broncos, An Exercise in Torture, and it's got a kid crying. That really reminds me of Josh's kid when we made him put on the MBL shirt and he cried. He cried like it was like we were. I don't want to say anything, but he cried like we were just like forcing him to put on something that didn't want to wear, obviously. So that was that.
That whole family has a history of wearing hilariously large shirts.
That is a fact. Can confirm. Let's take a look at the Baltimore Ravens, what they did with their first-round pick, going with a safety bomber in Jordan Cook, 93 speed, 93 excel at free safety, 76 zone coverage, 49 block shedding, just because it stands out, but I don't know how relevant that is. We talked about how safety is now sort of a key position bomber, and the Ravens taking that to heart against a division that has some really high-powered passing teams. The Ravens struggled at times to move the ball offensively. Are you surprised to see them go defense with this pick?
Well, the Ravens are thinking, okay, we're competing against arguably the best quarterback in MBL history in Baker Mayfield, 99 overall. We got the Cincinnati Bengals. They got a new quarterback. Andy Dalton is out. They traded for one. Well, I guess we better get defensive. And they brought in Jordan the Chef. That's what they called him in college because he was always cooking up. His last name actually is Cook. Maybe there's a play on that as well. But yeah, they bring in a safety. This is a team defensively. They were 13th in the MBL, only allowing 19 points per game. But they were 19th against the pass and 26th against the rush. This safety is going to help him in both terms. He's good against the passing coverage. He's also great against the rush. I expect a lot year one at the safety position from the second-round draft pick, Jordan Cook. He will start week one, guaranteed. I guarantee it. What was that from?
The Men's Warehouse guy.
Yeah,
you're gonna like the way
you're gonna look good, and I guarantee
you're gonna like the way you look.
You're gonna love, yeah. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it. That's it.
Lip, it's time for our segment we do every single draft, which is watch how Playa got yet another good player. The first overall.
It's called
pick,
Players.
It's called Players. Here on the MBL Network, number one overall pick, Derek Patterson, and I'll just take a look at that. 97 speed, 95 excel, 84 catching, 86 deep route running, 70 short route running, but I don't think Play is going to be looking for him underneath at any point. And 96 agility. Hey Lip, he looks pretty good. I don't know about you, but I think he's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. How tall does that man stand?
He stands 5'10".
Okay. So, I mean, that's like
5'10", 175, 21 years old out of Texas.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the Harvey Beckham kind of build. We've seen a lot of guys with that build. And the only thing that I will caution against is that those guys tend to get hurt a lot more than everybody else. Hopefully this guy's got some good injury. It's not on there. But, I mean, you're definitely going to want to hope that the injury is high on that fella because small guys get hurt quite a bit, it seems. But, I mean, outside of that, 97 speed, then 96 agility. This guy is an absolute monster. Slade's going to have his hands full with this guy.
Bomber, your thoughts on Darius Slay guarding a guy with 97 speed, 95 excel, 96 agility?
Who has that?
Derek Patterson, Green Bay Packers. Play his number one overall pick.
I play in week one. It won't matter. He won't be good enough then. Skills won't be up to par. No. He's no good. I'll press him the whole game. We're gonna press him the whole game. We'll see what he does.
Let's take a look at some more picks we got. As we're gonna look at the Oakland Raiders, I think is next up. They went with Derek Howell. Also, I would just like to point out, this is how the image was sent originally. I'm not really sure how I got what appears to be a 640 by 480 image off of Xbox DVR. It will not fill the screen. I don't understand.
Who sent it to you?
Raiders.
Well, there you go. Captain Planet is as country as it gets. He broadcasts at 480, so that's probably why.
So pay no attention to the Raiders guy behind him. But Lip, he gets a superstar development strong safety, SSSS, 86 speed, 86 excel, 80 overall, superstar dev. Those speed numbers a little low for a safety. Would you be concerned at all, or does the superstar dev, how much does that make up for maybe some deficiencies talent-wise?
Oh man, I don't even get worried about safety and speed until you get down. I mean, like 80, maybe 81 or 2. But I mean, as far as like the zone and the star development and even 83 man, there's a lot to like about the guy. I'm not worried about the speed at all. And as I'm watching more and more safeties come off the board, I'm definitely seeing that the value of the safety has gone way up, and drafting them now is drafting them higher now is way more important than previous Madden. So that's a really cool thing, because this definitely gave the way you progress players definitely gave this position a lot more value.
Let's look at another screenshot because it just hurts me to look at a screenshot this bad. And Lip, let's go to a team you talked a lot about, the Indianapolis Colts. They end up taking a defensive tackle, a position we haven't seen a whole lot of today. They go with Corey Hollings, 90 strength, 81 power move, 68 finesse move, 70 play rec, 75 overall. This is a guy, defensive tackle, sort of one of those positions that a lot of people have polarizing opinions on, Lip. What is your opinion on defensive tackle? We saw, for example, the biggest example of a drafted defensive tackle in Gianni Slade in Detroit last cycle.
The biggest example.
The biggest example at roughly 742 pounds, but injury rating of 6. Do you have any concern, any thoughts about taking defensive tackle in the first round? Do the memories of Gianni Slade and Paysinger give you any hesitation, or is it if the right guy's there, you just go ahead and take him?
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it. It's I mean, for me up front, I like these guys to be able to stop the run, and then if they can get after the pass rusher, that's an added bonus to me. This guy looks like he's going to be able to eat up a lot of space, a lot of blocks, and stop the run pretty well. So I think he does the job fine. I can't tell because I'm not looking at the entire player, but 75 overall is kind of lower for a first round pick, but it was a later first. So I mean, I still think it's a good pick if you believe that's where you need to attack. If you need to get better up front, I think this guy does it for you.
Let's take a look. Let's go over. Double A just says I'm terrible. That's fair. If there's an opposite of play at drafting, that's me. Fair play. Bomber. Let's see who we got next. We got the New York Jets. The NFC East, or the AFC East, excuse me, a very interesting division. Had some ownership turnover. Gubb took a 1-7 Patriots team to the playoffs. A division that looked wide open at the beginning of the season, Bomber, but maybe at the end of the season we have a clear-cut favorite. The New York Jets go out, they take a cornerback in Rashawn Pratt, 93-95 speed excel, 83 man coverage, 84 agility. Looking at this guy, does this improve the Jets' chances of challenging for that title, or is this the Patriots' division to lose?
I think right now it's the Patriots' division to lose, even though if you're looking at the standings from last season, MBL season 34, you're going to say, well, it was 8-8 to 7-9. Well, it really shouldn't even have been that close. Gubb took over a dying Patriots team, a Patriots team that was unpatriotic. This team, we didn't know who they were. They had no identity. They were left and abandoned at their most time of need with bad contracts. Gubb came in here and revived the city, and they're back. They're feeling good. And this is the Patriots team division to lose. I don't think the Jets. I think the Dolphins are probably the number 2 team right now. I think Jets have moved to 3, in the Bills, you know, they're playing JV League basketball somewhere.
Leave it to Porter. We're talking about the NFC or the AFC East, and he goes, Panthers on the come up. Just leave it to Ports. Just no one was talking about you, Ports. Jamie says agility is buns. 84 agility. Bomber, you're one of the biggest guys who preaches about the importance of agility. When you're looking at corners and wide receivers, what do you see agility doing, and how important is it to those skill positions?
Okay, so agility to me is really just the ability to turn your hips, the ability to break on a route. So when you have a guy running a post route, you might have the speed and acceleration, but if your agility is low, that makes you sluggish on any time that the route breaks. So when the route breaks on a post and you're a man, you're going to give up a step or two, and it's tough to get that step or two back playing against an elite quarterback with elite vision, elite throw power, who can get the ball there to the wide receiver right when he breaks open. I think agility is really important in closing those gaps quicker because it allows you to stay with the man as he moves and turns and breaks out of routes.
Well, for a team like the New York Jets looking to shore up that defense, certainly a nice addition for them. As we are now into the 3rd round, pick 14, we'll be with you till about 9:30 Eastern time. Lip, is there anything that has surprised you? This seems like a draft that has really gone, I think, as people expected. A lot of quarterbacks and linemen going early. A little bit of depth at positions. It seems like a fairly top-heavy draft, though, as these screenshots have come in. You haven't seen a lot of great second, third-round picks.
Yeah, I think that was kind of I'm trying to figure out how I want to explain this. I think that there was a lot of talent around maybe 3 or so guys at a couple of positions. It wasn't like a really deep draft. There was a couple of positions that had a lot of good players, but it wasn't one of those drafts where I would have wanted to have a lot of picks, and that's kind of why I decided to make the move up, because I didn't think that there was going to be a lot left as far as the depth, and I wanted to get the guy that I wanted. So I think a lot of people felt like that, but also I think a lot of people were able to get the guy they wanted, at least in the first round, because there was probably 3 guys at each position that you could have, and there seemed to be a lot of diverse needs around the league. So
yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, except the old nap trap.
Yeah.
Nap trap.
Hey man,
hey,
you gotta live with that for a long time.
Let me tell you a story
because I'm
down
still living
memory
with
lane.
it.
No, listen, I drafted a wide receiver or safety once that was a 36 overall or 28 overall, and I'm not even exaggerating. He legit,
Cross.
and he was a 2nd round pick. So until you get to that point, that what we like to call OSU is completely unusable. You can at least throw this guy on a spot route. Maybe he catches it. Maybe he ends up playing a little faster than you thought. There's still that optimism. But when you see
look out, MBL spot route McGee coming out.
When you look at a guy and he has 28 overall OSU, you can't use him no matter what. And this guy, he had 93 speed, 95 excel, and he was a 28 overall.
What was it?
He was
How do you get that low?
Because he was a wide receiver converted safety. And I thought, well, that's great. That means he can catch at the safety position. No, it means he can't defend at all. He was horrible. His zone was 20-something. He was lost. But guess what he did have, Madden? I appreciate you for this 3 Maddens ago. He had clutch, and he caught a pick in the preseason that sealed the game for me. And I tried to play him in the regular season week 1, and he was...
Was he slow, Dev?
He's like the guy, if you toss it to the left side, yeah. If you toss it to the left side, he just runs to, like... He's like the opposite of, like... having any kind of instinct.
Yeah, he's in the stands.
It's like almost like he's so instinctful that he just like goes the wrong direction. It was really crazy. Yeah, he was a 20-something overall. And then Playa drafted a wide receiver that was a 52 overall. His name was Jesus Powers, and he was a 52 overall, and he had speed because he was a converted safety, to wide receiver now. So those are some crazy stories. There you go. And I think Playa drafted him in the 1st round. That was before Playa became the player we know today.
As we'll be with you for another 15 minutes. Again, guys, get your questions in the chat if you have anything that's on your mind, things you want us to weigh in on. Let's take a look at the defending Super Bowl champions actually picking right now. Let's take a look at their 2nd round pick. There are a couple things interesting about this guy, Calbuto Daniel. First of all, they have the first name and last name flipped. It definitely should be Daniel Calbuto, but for some reason, his parents decided Calbuto was a great first name. Second of all, he is legally asleep in this picture with his eyes closed. Number 48, middle linebacker, 72 overall. As a 2nd round pick, this was a pick for the Browns. Definitely they had need at this position, and that's why they went with middle linebacker. But it certainly feels like a reach, especially for a guy who has taken a whole lot of sleeping pills before the draft.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I think Michael Kendricks is 30 or 32. He's aging at middle linebacker. They need a guy that can come in there and play the middle of the field. And I think this guy fits it.
By the way, update. The Browns just drafted a 63 overall outside linebacker.
Well, there you go.
Way to go, Bananas.
Can't win everything.
Got a little speed, a little quick. Got a little quick feet.
To Vita Henderson.
Be quick to that bench.
Carry on.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, this guy needs to work on his tackle a little bit, but I think all those things will get up there. Primarily going to be a zone coverage linebacker, so I wouldn't worry about him too much in the run. They've got secondary guys that can tackle as good as linebackers, so this guy's going to be just fine.
Bomber, you can go ahead. I got to make my pick. Calbuto Daniel.
All right, upcoming, another bust from the Atlanta Falcons. Maybe they doubled down with wide receiver. Here's a fun fact from our friends at the Dynasty. We know HBO Go. You know HBO, right, Lip, from the videos?
Yes.
The hype man. No, let's go. That guy? Funny guy, man. Cool guy. I heard he's a really nice guy, actually, too. in the dynasty, he was the Dallas Cowboys. He traded to expert Dak Prescott to Jacksonville, got like nothing in return for him except a couple picks. Took those couple picks and drafted wide receiver, bust. Drafted wide receiver, bust. He ended up drafting 6 wide receivers, and 5 of them ended up on his practice squad. The only one that made the team was the 4th round. My boy Noop asked him, why'd you keep drafting wide receivers? He goes, well, after I busted, I really doubled down. I needed one, so I just kept going until I hit. He had 6 wide receivers taken in the draft. 5 of them ended up on his practice squad. That's HBO Go. Give a shout out to him on Twitter about that story, man. And I think he actually was pretty sensitive about it, too. And they thought about making a series called the Destruction of the Dallas Cowboys. He drafted wide receiver, and he just kept going. And it just made me think, well, if OSU drafts a wide receiver here and he busts, does he go full-fledged, wide receiver the rest of the time until he hits?
do not go to Vegas with that man. Yeah, absolutely right.
He's either coming back a millionaire, or he's lost more than he has. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my.
This game is dumb.
Uh-oh.
I quit.
Did you get another nap trap?
I don't want to talk about it. Any other team? Lip, outside of the Atlanta Falcons, who are you excited to watch draft? That's all I got. I'm just perpetually sad.
Well, I mean, the easy pick there is play as Packers, but I'm gonna go somewhere different. It's actually, I think, the guys that are the team that is up right now, the Chiefs. Man, I think that this team is 1 or 2 players away from being the AFC Championship and talking about being in the Super Bowl. So I think that they had 2 or 3 early picks in the first 2 rounds. So it's gonna be one player that's going to make the difference for this team. And I think they took a corner, and I think if that corner pans out, then that's all they need, because they just had a little bit of trouble defending the pass. And, the Browns have such a good pass offense that the Chiefs don't have to worry about offense. They've got that covered. They play a little bit of defense, and they'll be fine. And that's a team that I'm looking to knock off the Browns from the AFC next year.
You might be concerned if you draft a center that has 79 strength, but let me quell all those rumors. He's got 93 stamina, so I'm good. That's really what I look for in a center.
He's a really good guy to go hunting with.
He gets beat a lot. He's like, I'm fresh, man. Hey, you all right out there? I'm fresh, man. I'm fine. But you keep getting beat.
We should probably pull you out the field. Nah, man, I'm good. I don't need a break.
I can run there, run back, run there, run back. I'm good.
He's got 89 injury too, so really that's what we're looking at.
79 strength is probably about. I actually would play a 78 strength to be at good blocking at center.
79, 76 run block, pass block. 80. He's an agile, so 80.
But he's scheme fit.
Yeah, he's a scheme fit.
Yeah, but you can get boosts on that one.
He's a normal dev, because that's all I get. Normal dev guys. I have drafted 8, 9, 10 players in 2 seasons and have gotten 1 guy above normal. So I am the anti-player. I don't.
So why don't you just message player like I do? That's how I draft.
I don't want to talk about it. As we're getting down to the nitty gritty, we'll be with you for another 10 minutes. Tout saying can't wait for season to start. Undero saying we got them week 1. Wish me luck, boys, playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Bombers, they're a team in the MBL. Lip mentioned the Kansas City Chiefs. They're a team that's sort of in that second tier that you're looking to make the leap this year into the first tier as a potential contender for maybe, let's say, a conference championship.
You asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, my wife sent me some weird video. I was just watching it. I don't know what you asked.
No. Let's go back. What weird video did your wife send you?
She took a video of me doing this, and she said, you don't feel anybody staring at you. It was like 20 seconds long. So now I'm like, I was just watching the video, laughing. And then you asked me a question. I thought you were asking Lip. What's the question? What do we got here? Any more rookie stuff?
Lip, you wanna ask the question? Was Lip paying
69,
attention?
Grunk.
Bummer. Which team from the NFC?
Now.
You're drafting now? Oh, my. Hey, I got a stud left tackle.
Lip, let me ask you, what do you think of the giant chalupa from Taco Bell?
I had
okay.
that $5 chalupa box last week, and it's very good, but it doesn't beat my usual cheesy gordita crunch and chicken quesadilla. It just doesn't beat it. It's just a weird spicy cream cheesy combo that I just love, and
I just think
nothing could beat it. The only thing that would beat it is chicken chips, but I always get the chicken chips with the other stuff. So they took them away though.
We are on the Detroit Lions drafting for the second time in this draft. Looking at Tyler Schneider. His head mostly made of rock. His eyes with that piercing glare. Do the Lions go with him? No, they've moved on. There's a guy named Carol Crichton. I recommend him. Nope, Felix Akins. He's also scouted as a second-round pick, but he's a possession wide receiver, and I'm scared of him. Guys, I'm scared of him. Only 12 seconds left for Bomber. Under 10. Oh, he's going Tyler Schneider. The tight end. Clock's running down. Clock's running down. Ooh, that's a reach. That's a reach. 84 speed, 84 excel, 56 awareness. Not good. Lip, not good.
Nope.
Nope, he's
95
cheeks.
stamina.
He's like my guy. He is fresh on the field. 95 stamina. Yo, Tyler, time to get off the field. You've dropped 4 passes. Nah, man, I'm good. He will work harder than anyone else.
Short route running 77. That's not bad.
Yeah, as Bananas taught me that the cool word is cheeks. Because it's butt cheeks.
Hey, that was my nickname for his mama.
Ooh.
Oh,
Jamie says we need an MBL live PJ style. I would call an entire game golf style.
Oh,
It's a pass up the right sidelines. 12 yards on first down. Bringing up a big play there. Lip. A really nice throw there from Tyler Morey.
Yeah, he really has that great pocket presence that you like to see from elite quarterback.
I think we've already had that. Oh.
And,
we have, but indirectly.
And on 1st and 10, yeah, we have. It was called our blowout Super Bowl where we were all falling asleep. Hey, great! Shout out to Z-Star for definitely showing up. Oh, and that ball is intercepted. That's unfortunate. It's going the other way.
All right, let's wrap it up so I can do some scouting here.
10, 5, touchdown. I think it'd be awesome. I think
Sounds familiar.
As we the Gov says no way OSU could do that. Gets way too hyped. No, I could do that. I'd be in. As the Cowboys draft somebody named O'Neal Brazell, which I think is just an awesome name. Yeah, I'd be in for that. Super show golf style. Let's do it. As we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. Bomber, looking forward. Season 35 here in the MBL. Week 1 we'll have in probably just a couple days. MBL Live will be kicking off with broadcast 251. What are you just looking forward to in the upcoming season?
We're just looking forward to more stuff for the network. That's what I'm looking forward to. Out of everything you could win individually, I think collectively as a group, Bleach Report seems to be taking off. The MBL network only gets better. Commissioner Corner Podcast had a great show tonight. I think we capped out about 42 viewers. I mean, it's just been a great time so far. We're doing great things for the network and for our community. I'm excited to see how we continue to grow this thing. 251 broadcasts will happen here in the next couple days. Well, actually not in the preseason, so probably about 5 days. That's just cool, man. It's crazy to think that we have 251 live broadcasts on here. Me and Lip are hitting nearly 50 broadcasts for our bi-weekly Commissioner Corner podcast. I mean, once we hit 50, that's over 100 weeks. That's over a year, Lip, of that show going on, nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. It's just crazy the consistency that we have in this league.
Yeah, I mean, I can still remember a long time ago whenever we were just like, hey, do you want to do a show? We can get, we do all this league stuff and we can get on there and talk about it. We know a lot about it. And then here it is. It's like not even you can't, I don't know, like can't imagine going a couple weeks without it because it just feels like a normal part of what we've been doing for like 2 years. Like you said, it's a pretty wild thing. NBA Live hitting 250, going above and beyond where we ever thought it would be. There's a cat in OSU's arms right now on my screen.
I've got a full evil dictator. I'm just petting a cat. Continue talking.
But no, and then it grows from there. Like I said, we all wake up each morning. We're waiting for that breaking news from BR, and Timbo's doing such a great job. Everybody that is involved in that is doing such a great job, just pushing news and updates and information, and it just really feels like a real live thing that we're all playing a part of here. And
hey,
it's
and
just
speaking
really
of
special.
pushing, Liv's about to have a baby.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, she's gonna.
What'd she
You're
do?
gonna be saying that. Push. While you're over there telling your baby that, Tim was gonna be telling his guys that. He's like, "Come on, push out this content." You're gonna be pushing out a baby. Well, that guy. That was a weird segue.
Lip, how far away are we from meeting baby Cheesy?
Like January, right? I thought January.
January. We're about 2 to 3 months away. She might be early, so it might be here in December, very, very late December, maybe.
Right. We'll wrap it up with this last question for Lip. 2 questions. 1, can you confirm or deny that you're naming your child Cheesy Go Data Crunch?
I did not get that approved by the lady upstairs. I tried.
It was a hard push, right?
It was a very hard push. I was even considering Baja Blast, but
that would be such Baja Blast Kiefer. That'd be amazing. But the second question, right now, let's say you got a free $1,000 and you get to put it down. Where are you putting your money? Is it on the Cleveland Browns to win 3 straight titles, or it is on the field?
Oh man, I mean the odds would tell me to take the field, but man, I just don't
take the field.
It seems like you have to, but I really like the Chiefs. You know what? I'm going to take the field because I think that I actually think there's a legitimate power in the AFC, and I think there's 3 in the NFC. So I'll take it. I'll take the field.
Bomber, you take the field just because it's a good bet.
Yeah, if Bananas wants to take himself, I'll take the field, and I'll give him, I'll give him 2-to-1 odds on that. He's probably really confident, so I'll put up 500, and he can win 1,000. I mean, he can put up 500 to win 1,000 against me. I'll take the field.
Well, it'll certainly be interesting to see. Again, a reminder, folks, hit that follow button so you know each and every time we go live here on the MBL Network. Make sure you follow us on at Bomber League and at MBL Network on Twitter. Follow our Bleacher Report team at MBL_Bleacher as well. MBL Live will be returning. You'll see a lot of super shows this season. You'll see a ton of action here on MBL Live. So make sure you hit that follow button so you know. Building the franchise. Bomber, the Washington Redskins team you're following this year. That should be an exciting show. Where can they find BTF?
If you're looking to watch Building the Franchise, catch up on all the other episodes, youtube.com/Madden Bomber League. Go to the playlist section and go ahead and hit that Building the Franchise tab. And you'll find that we did the Dallas Cowboys in Madden 19, MBL Season 33. Last year we did the Indianapolis Colts, MBL Season 34. And now we're going to be doing an MBL Season 35, the Washington Redskins, a team that made a big dog trade to get top 10 in this draft. We're going to talk about what they did in this draft upcoming this weekend. We have a lot of positive things going on that show. And we're following in a new team every single season, so it's going to get real interesting down the stretch.
Should be a lot of fun. Appreciate each and every one of you spending time with your MBL Network here on your Monday night. For my co-host, Bomber and Lip, I am OSU. This has been the Season 35 MBL Rookie Draft. We'll see you throughout the year right here on the MBL Network.